I'm looking at a CBS News poll here about President Trump's address last night, and even the liberal news network CBS can't deny this. 76% of the people they polled gave Trump a thumbs up. That's gotta piss off the Soros Democrats today. Hey, welcome to the Midweek Freakout from Hollywood. It's the world-famous Mojo Elliott with another action-packed adventure of the Rat's Ass Podcast. Rat Nation, that's our listener club, and it continues to grow. Now, if you haven't signed up yet, go check it out. Take a peek. Look into it. Go to ratsasspodcast.com. Membership has its rewards when you're one of the few and the loud. All right, all I'm going to say about last night's congressional address is this. The Soros Democrats showed their ass. They showed you who they are, where they stand. They proved without a doubt that they are nothing more than warts on the ass of the United States of America. Period. That's all I'm going to say about it. Now, do you remember last Friday when Zelensky visited the White House and told President Trump America has a nice ocean? And you don't feel it now, but you will in the future. Did you pick up on that? Did you know that was a threat? I heard an interesting theory yesterday. What if Zelensky has been selling the weapons we provided Ukraine to the Mexican cartels at a reduced rate to help him fund his war against Russia? Was Zelensky warning us that we could get hit by the cartels on American soil? Is this why President Trump closed the border with the U.S. military with keeping this in mind? You know, there's intelligence we don't see. Is there something to this? It's something to think about. This is why you never want to give up your guns. And if you don't have them, why you should probably look into getting at least one to protect your family. Because what they've done to this country over the last 4 years, letting all these illegals in here, you really don't know who your neighbors are anymore. You know, where I was born, they kind of smack you in the ass, cut the cord, and hand you a gun. So I grew up on guns and shooting guns. I only own 3 because I'm not a huge gun guy. But they're named Mo, Larry, and Curly. And trust me, you do not want to meet Curly. He will do some serious damage to your ass if you enter the elite estate. All right, I need your help understanding something here because I'm not a real hardcore religious guy. I have faith, but I don't go to church every Sunday. I've told this story before that I have a one-on-one relationship with God. I don't follow men who have the same capacity for sin as me. But I do have questions, and maybe you can help me out. What is the difference between a prayer and prayers up? I keep reading this. Mark Wahlberg on Hello. Keep prayed up. What the hell does that mean? So what is the difference? Is a prayer up better? Does it give you a better connection to God when you're prayed up, as opposed to just saying a prayer, for an example? So I need to understand the difference here. It's bugging the hell out of me. So if you can help me, ratsasspodcast@gmail.com. What is the difference between a prayer and having your prayers up? Have you seen the Netflix show Running Point? I'm going to turn you on to this because it's a pretty damn good show. Kate Hudson stars. And it's loosely based on Lakers owner Jeannie Buss and the dysfunctional Buss family who own one of the world's most valuable sports franchises, the Los Angeles Lakers. And it's kind of funny that they've grown this franchise. It's worth billions of dollars, and they're such a dysfunctional family. Now, this is a comedy, and it's not to be confused with Winning Time that was on HBO that focused more on Jerry Buss, the father. This is really about how Jeannie Buss came to rise to be the leader of the Lakers. So it's loosely based on that, but Kate Hudson's hilarious. Whether you're a basketball fan or not, I think you'll enjoy the show, so I wanted to turn you on to it. And by the way, the Lakers are on a 7-game win streak right now. They've won 17 out of 20. They're in second place in the Western Conference right now. So hey, Chuck Barkley, who said they were not contenders, what do you know about basketball? You just played, that's all. All right, it's time to play some head trauma. This round is called Sprain Your Brain. We're going to sprain your brain today. Tell me, what do these 3 things have in common? Big, Tweety, and Larry. Big, Tweety, and Larry. What do those 3 things have in common? I'll have the answer for you coming up on the podcast, and I'll post it on the Rat's Ass Podcast Facebook page at ratsasspodcast.com. That's how you can connect. All right, who's ready for some loose behavior? My God, I know I am. After that presidential address last night, I'm feeling nice and loose. Here's what's happening on the Rat's Ass Podcast X feed. We like to check out what the strange people are doing. Cherry Forever posted this. What's the one thing that turns you off about the opposite sex? What's the one thing that turns you off about the opposite sex? Denver Don said, when she leaves the bathroom door open and I can hear a party coming from her ass. Yeah, Don liked your ass is as quiet as a library, right? All right, Michaela Jean said, I can't stand men who lay around in their underwear and scratch their junk. Michaela, be polite. Go scratch it for them then. Kim Dorman said, men who don't pull out after they promise they will. Kim, you should only fall for that line once. That's it. How many times have you fallen for that? All right, let's get into today's celebrity cheese. We got some extra cheese for you today. All right, the investigation into the death of actor Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy continues to unfold. Based on the study by the New Mexico Gas Company, they've ruled out carbon monoxide poisoning as the cause. So the mystery continues. And as I told you before, we got to wait until the autopsy results. That's what we're waiting for, which we hope come out before the Epstein files do. Motley Crue has postponed their Vegas residency. I have tickets for this. Now it's been postponed till September. All due to Vince Neil needing a medical procedure. I know what you're thinking. Ass fissure. No, not unless it's on his vocal cords. So he has the procedure. Either he had it done or it's coming up. We want to wish Vince well on that. But it's been moved till September. All right, the folks who produce the Oscars need to be fired. We talked about this on Monday, that they forgot Michelle Trachtenberg on their memoriam. But guess who else they forgot? Shannon Doherty, Tony Todd, Linda Lavin, James Darren, Mitzi Gaynor, Martin Mull, and Morgan Spurlock. How in the hell do you miss these stars but catch everyone who works behind the scenes that nobody's ever heard of? How does that happen? I would like to turn the Academy on, the producers of the Oscars, to this little-known search engine called Google. Try it. Don't miss any next year. Speaking of which, we're playing Celebrity Deadpool. We started this on Monday. And I know people say, oh, that's creepy. This Celebrity Deadpool is creepy. But here's the deal. I'm going to give you through Friday to send more of your Deadpool results in. We're looking for 3 people who you think will end up on the Oscars memoriam next year. And I know it's creepy to some of you, but we do creepy well here on the Rat's Ass Podcast. And if you don't want to play, nobody gives a rat's ass. But hey, get your 3 into me by Friday so we can start to compare notes before this gets stale as a corpse, all right? All right, here comes the Rat's Ass Podcast. Email from our Gmail. Email your questions, comments, and observations to me at ratsasspodcast@gmail.com, and I answer them here on the podcast. No topic is off the table, but we want outrageous, salacious stuff. That's always the best stuff. I do not read your email in advance. My producer, Fleabag, forwards me your name, where you're from, and rewrites them so I can respond rapid fire and on the fly. All right, Randy D. from Owensboro, Kentucky said, I can relate to your story about refusing to wear a tie, but in the Oval Office, wearing a tie shows respect. Okay, Randy, I get it. Some people think wearing a tie to certain things is a sign of respect, but let me ask you this. Let me play devil's advocate with you. If I wear a tie into the Oval Office to meet the president, is it really about how I treat the president, or can I walk over to a plant and take a leak in there? Are they going to say, hey, it's okay, he's wearing a tie? Think about it. Meg G., Naples, Florida, said, I've caught several of your podcasts, and it seems to me you think women with a high body count is bad. But if it's a guy, it's okay. So what's your body count? Meg, that isn't what I've said at all. Let me just straighten this out a little bit. Okay, let's get this straight. I've said that most men have a problem with women that have a high body count. What they don't want to be doing, you float into, let's say you float into a Denny's, and there's 3 guys sitting at a table, and they've all had you. Well, the last thing the guy wants to deal with are those guys thinking about, yeah, I remember when I had her up in the tree. Yeah, I remember when all 3 of us had her. Guys don't want to be compared. So I'm just telling you to keep your number low. Whatever it is, it's really nobody's business. It's nobody's business what your body count is. Nobody's business. Keep it low. That's all I'm saying. Just keep it low. And, I've always been told women don't really care about a guy's body count. The more experience, the better. Better somebody else wear that guy's ass out and teach him a few things before he has me. That's what I've always been told. Is that true or is it not true? As far as my body count goes, I can count them all on one hand. Carla W., Long Beach, California. I met this guy from Texas named Jake. He's handsome, respectful, and is a great kisser. But I can't get past the name Jake. I hate the name Jake. Jake and Carla. Carla and Jake. No, I can't do it. Any suggestions? Yeah, just give him a nickname. Find out something that's a pet name or whatever, and that's what you call him by. Forget Jake. Everybody else can call him Jake but you, and you can just give him a nickname. That's all. Gary T., Kalispell, Montana. Oh, God, I love Montana. It is such a beautiful state to drive through. People are nice until they find out you're from California. Don't go to Montana with a California license plate on your car. You could end up gunned. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. They just don't like you, that's all. They don't like us Californians. How can I tell if a girl is really into me or what I own? How can I tell if a girl is really into me or what I own? You know what, Gary? There's a movie that's called Once Upon a Time in America, and I think this is a scene out of that movie, where a guy tells a kid taking a girl out for the first time who's kind of wondering the same thing. How do I know if she likes me or what I'm about? And the guy says, you know what? Open the car door and put her in her seat. When you're walking around the car, if she reaches over to unlock your door, she's a keeper. If she doesn't, take her out on the date, maybe score and dump her. I still think that's good advice. Even if you have a key fob, you got to figure it out. You got to do it yourself. Act as if you don't have a key fob. See if she reaches across and unlocks your door. I think there's still a lot to that. All right, Skip J from Yuma, Arizona says, what's the best way to get into radio today? Well, in Yuma, go see my man Tony D at El Dorado Broadcasting. Tony's one of the... I worked with Tony for about 5-6 years. Fun guy to work with. Great broadcaster. And if you've got a smidgen of talent, Tony will get it out of you. He only has one requirement, though, that you must be mentally ill. Go check out Tony D at El Dorado. Good luck, Skip. Let me know how it goes. All right, if you have any questions, observations, or comments, send them to me at ratsasspodcast@gmail.com. All right, here's your head trauma answer. The round is called Sprain Your Brain. Sprain your brain. Sounds severe, doesn't it? All right, what do these three things have in common? Big, Tweety, and Larry. Did you figure it out? They're all birds. Big Bird, Tweety Bird, and Larry Bird. All right, how'd you do? If you missed it, go see a doctor about your head trauma. All right, I got to go bite my neighbor's dog back before I split here. But I do have one more thing for you. Studies show everyone has a song in their playlist that they always skip but never delete. And I have one. Do you have one? I have one. It's Leonard Skinner's Sweet Home Alabama. I keep thinking that I'm going to like it again. I've played it so many times on the radio, liked it growing up. And I just, you just get tired of certain songs. But, Sweet Home Alabama is a great song. So I never delete it, but I always skip it when it comes on around in my playlist. But I think it's because I keep thinking I'm going to like it again. All right, I've got shout-outs to our local social media followers. All right, on TikTok, to Bella Rosa, Sean Lynch, and Tammy Nettles. Thanks for following. On X, Ruth Ebert, Trevor Bartoletti, Zion Mitchell. And on Facebook and Instagram, Austin Keys, Glenn Mack, and Carla Williams. Thank you all for following us here at the Rat's Ass Podcast. And that's going to do it for this episode. Be sure to check out the new ratsasspodcast.com to connect with us on the socials. You can listen to podcasts, join Rat Nation, and read the blog where you catch my piece on the Ides of March. Don't miss it. I think you'll enjoy it. We'll do this again on Friday. Man, it's not Friday yet. God. Okay, well, on Friday, we'll do it again. It's March 7th. Take care of each other. And thanks again for dropping by the Rat's Ass Podcast.